We'll call the highway committee meeting for September 10th to order, 8:20. Roll call. Everyone's present. Approval of minutes for August 13th.
I'll make that motion.
Made. Second. Is there any additions or corrections? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public comment, anything, Dustin?
Nothing on my end.
Good.
That's always a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a
So far.
Miller, I suppose. Nothing for me, staff reports.
All right, trying to get this darn screen to. This way, I guess. On the agenda today, we'll just go through the highway shop operations, engineering project updates, the annual bridge inspections that were completed, Cedar Falls bridge update, the Wisconsin DOT equipment composite rates, the fall commissioner and committee meeting, and 2025 highway financials. And then we'll go through some consideration for action items later end of the meeting. So we'll start with Brent on the field operations side.
Okay. Well, we have been trying to finish up most of our paving projects. We got O'Galley paved last month. We got Town of Hay River. We're working on the town of Weston today. That should be completed today. And the town of Lucas was completed yesterday. We also are working out on the County Road D project out by Jake's and Pioneer. I think it's going pretty quickly. We are working on the bridge. We started the bridge yesterday, and we're hoping that that is completed today. Correct, Dustin? And then we are also subcutting down to the subgrade, putting rock on. The pulverizer will be coming in tomorrow to pulverize some blacktop tomorrow that is out there, tomorrow and Friday. I know you guys have to approve for our curb. We are hoping sometime next week or the week after for that. Some think we'll be ready next week. Some think we'll be ready one day after. That'll remain to be seen. That'll be close. I think things are going very well. I know I was out there while we did the storm sewer. I thought the storm sewer went in well. Did a little teaching and learning, and I thought things went well when we did that. We also will be starting our concrete repairs on the state next week, Monday. We will be out on 1229 out here, and also we have one patch on the interstate on 94, just west of the 41 in the eastbound. So those things will be taking place next week. Also, probably the week of the 22nd, I'm hoping that we will shoulder the town of Weston and the town of Lucas. Then I have some other crack filling jobs on the state I need to get back to. Try to finish that. And there's a couple townships I gotta try to get done for crack filling this year also. So we have plenty to do yet. We're not short of work. We have been working a little late at night, not a lot. It hasn't been extremely late, but there are Fridays that we could be working out on D just to make sure things are ready. And we will be working this Friday.
As far as D goes,
Also,
time frame when we might get that done, or are we on schedule to get done at a certain time?
We don't really have a schedule.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're gonna go up to whenever snow flies is my prediction.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be.
We're hoping paving's gonna be done early October is our goal.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
and it's looking good. I mean, man, things are going well.
You see, things were going good. That's
I think things are going good. I mean, we're moving along pretty quick.
Okay.
And also we do have we have some guardrail repairs and cable rail repairs to do too, which that is an ongoing thing all year long. People have accidents every day. Any questions?
I was, you, like, was surprised for that bridge at Cedar Falls, of how good you got it lit up on the east side there, coming off and Bead and Double Bead. You got flags all over there, so if people can't see that bridge is not being used, there's something wrong.
That
It's
is
definitely
correct.
flagged pretty good.
Agreed. We put plenty of signage up for
Yeah.
people to see that, so.
That is their own fault if they can't read.
So I'm guessing it's more for Dustin, but so when you're headed south of Lake Brocknose, Stires on B there or whatever. And where that road is really rough down through there.
Past stars.
Or not
Past
B,
Stires.
but not double B, sorry.
Yeah.
When you're going south there, like that didn't get as traveled as much before, but now see everybody's traveling and you notice.
Right.
Like it shakes the crap out of stuff. Is that one on the docket to get replaced at some point, or is that like something we could chip seal it or do something to?
It's in our 2026 budget to repave that 1 mile stretch there just south of Double B and G.
So probably just pulverize and
Just
repave.
pulverize and repave is the plan.
So what would cause that? Cause it's not even cracking, it's just
Old,
it's that bad.
old pavement, and then when you do get moisture in those cracks, it will start moving. So
It just didn't seem like.
Probably
Pavement
going,
was that bad.
probably were going slower when you hit that before, when the whole road was rough. Now you're hitting it. I don't know.
No, it's not any rougher. I'm just saying like. Not as many people have traveled before. And I wasn't there before, but it's like, well, it'd be nice to,
It was
the
rough.
things.
It shakes.
And, you know, I
keeps
mean,
you awake. That's the positive.
yeah,
It costs a lot more money fixing trucks. Like, we used to have to fix the suspension in the trucks because run them down B and now it's nice, so. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, it's in the plan to do that next year.
any other questions?
That storm thing that we put in, is that something different than we usually put in? Is that?
We don't usually,
Do a lot of-
we put in culverts and culvert crossings and stuff like that. We don't usually do a lot of mainline storm sewer.
Does that go across the road then? Is that storm?
That runs all the way from the bridge, all the way up past the Pioneer.
Oh, okay.
So we have an outfall just south of Jake's,
Okay.
right before the bridge. The outfall goes into the out into the, I'd say, creek, which leads into the lake, the river there. Then it cuts across the road, then it goes up Pioneer side. We had another lead that went across over to Jake's, over to a catch basin, and then we went all the way up. And it was, I mean, there was a lot of utilities that were,
In there.
I wouldn't say in the way, but they were right next to it. So
Right.
it was tight and I thought our guys did a really good job. I mean, without, when you're digging and you're pulling up fiber lines that are not marked, that are just left in the ditch from prior times, it throws a little scare at you at times. It's like, what in the heck are these people doing burying stuff that has nothing in it?
Yeah.
And then unmarked stuff that's old, you know, and there was a lot to dig around, but the guys, I told Dustin, I said, no sense hiring, it would have cost a lot of money to hire it out. And I just thought that we could do it.
They did a great job because
So,
they started in the morning, had it done by.
well, we
that
had,
evening. I mean, they did good.
yeah, I thought we did well.
That's good.
I know there was
I should have took a picture because Brent was actually in the trench, putting the pipe in, setting manhole, and all that.
You didn't take a picture?
but don't worry, Tony
He
did.
was too grumpy
No.
those 2 days.
No, I was not grumpy at all. It was just,
That's good.
there was a lot of things, and I'd tell you, I mean, the guys picked it up, and
Good.
and you got to set a pace, right, Dustin?
That's right.
There you go.
Okay.
No, and things went well, and it's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things in the way, and everybody kicked in. So,
Well, then making sure you got it in the back open, that's.
yes,
Part of that. It gives you a little added extra stress that
yeah,
you wouldn't
definitely.
normally have to have.
Right.
That's a busy road.
No, it was good, and Pember let us use their pipe laser. It was nice.
So,
Nice they let us do that. So
anything else for Brent?
I'm gonna. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
we're,
Thanks, Brad.
we're just doing routine maintenance. We're working on our state route, haul trucks, getting those ready, just in case it does snow early. We want those trucks ready. Along with that, we have to calibrate them, to get them ready for the winter readiness program from the state, so we get reimbursed from them. So the guys are working hard on it. We are doing the second round interviews for the second time. And hopefully finding a good candidate yet for the spot that's open, which it hurts not having that one next year. We are working on a Wisconsin surplus sale, getting rid of some excess equipment stuff. Not a lot of high dollar stuff, but just something to clean up and stuff that we don't use. Hopefully we'll get that sent in here maybe this week and stuff. I'll take a couple of weeks to get it online. We're also getting the salt sand equipment ready. To mix this year. We do have the screener on hold for the week of the 13th. Not too far off, about a month. And also we have our fall annual safety meeting scheduled for the 7th. So we have that coming up. Other than that, I mean, it's been good. Just normal. No bad things yet. So, but that's, you never know. So, yeah, that's about it. We're still working on trying to finish up one of the tandems. The new equipment is supposed to be in this week for the triaxles, the box and everything but the plow and the wing. The plow and the wing is coming from he was talking December before that comes in. So we have plenty of work to do prior to that. So it's not going to be a hindrance for that. So otherwise the plow building is doing good. And the plow trucks going good. And we're trying to repair the stuff we've got, working on what we can. It's going to be tight here by the time the guys get done with all the hauling and stuff. With the triaxles, to switch them over to plowing because they all have to have equipment. So I'm hoping that lets them go as soon as you can. And we don't have any snow. But at least if we have the state trucks ready, that's more. We can always if we have to done them around maybe. Yeah. So yeah, other than that, that's about it. So things are well. If there's any questions or anything.
So if they are going late trucking, how long would it take if it would be like early snowfall to get the trucks switched over, even though they're not done hauling, but get it switched over like for like plowing snow and that stuff?
The plows we can put on really fast.
Okay.
What takes the time is putting the sanders and the wings on. The plows could be put on probably in a matter of less than an hour per truck.
Okay.
The plows and stuff and looking on the plow. The sanders are probably another hour, and then another hour for the wing. So you're probably looking at 3 hours total per truck. Yeah. There's 15, 13 that we use.
Okay.
For trucks. So if you multiply that times 3, that's a 40. So it's considered good ready. But if you got 4 guys working, then that's only 10 hours. But you can't do it that way. But
Yeah.
It could be done. If we have to work late, we have to work late. We do have some spares that we could use too. So I mean, we won't. The biggest thing is as long as all our state route trucks are ready to run and go.
So usually like once the first snowfall, it doesn't stay very long. It's warm enough out, it'll melt a lot of it by itself,
Roads are still warm,
Yeah.
so the roads, melt a lot of it.
Mhm.
So it's not, as long as you don't get an ice storm.
Yeah.
An ice storm would be,
Still Dustin, send out a message on Facebook. Hey,
Everybody
we
stay
don't have our plow stuff ready, so maybe you want to stay till afternoon and
Yes.
take the day off today.
And that wouldn't go over well.
Are you gonna-
I'll follow your.
But it's this way every day.
And if you're not a mechanic,
Yeah, I always get a little system.
Yeah.
Till we get something ready to rock. So it's nice to have them ready to go.
So are you having a hard time trying to find a welder? Like the first time it didn't really match up or just a hard position to fill?
It's kind of a hard position to fill. I mean, there is a lot of welding, but there still is also a lot of mechanical. So not that we need to have half and half type thing, you know, maybe more towards the welder. But we still have to do mechanical stuff. You know, we're building new trucks, you know, there's, most of that is bolt-on stuff, you know, where you're drilling holes.
Mhm.
You know, and there's gobs of wires, you know, a big bundle of wires to run out everything and hydraulic hoses and, you know, and some electronics that go along with it. So it's, you know, it's more than just welding the parts.
Yeah.
You
Be
need
a
to
fabricator.
fabricate it. That would be perfect in a perfect world, but we just, you know, they're making so much money right now. That, private sector.
So it's kind of hard to get them to come back and work for the county.
It really is. You know, the salaries, wages have jumped so much here. So that,
Mhm.
you know, if we could offer more money, I think we fill it right away, but that's not gonna happen. So. I know where that's at. Keep looking, you know. We got maybe a couple that might work out.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Okay. Anything else?
You guys got that. Can you do a few things?
I guess we'll just continue on with the agenda here. So give you some updates on the engineering projects. So the County Road D, the Irvington Hill project. So obviously that project is complete, open the traffic. Contractor is completing some of the punch list items. And just so you're aware too, is I am working with the Wisconsin DOT with a concerned landowner on the project regarding drainage. So there was a culvert added where there wasn't a culvert before that has added extra water to the individual's land. So they are concerned with that. So we have been working with the state on it. So there might be some additional work that may have to take place to rectify that. Obviously, the goal is not to dig up the road and the culvert and do all that. We'll try to come up with a different solution. Some more to come on that. So the other project that Brent mentioned, our County Road D&G project. As you can see, those are some pictures that I took here. I believe it was yesterday, the day before, one or the other. So we're all hands on deck on that project. We're putting every staff member we can on it to try to get this project done in a timely manner. I would anticipate there's probably, like I say, 2.5 months of work that we're trying to get done here in a month and a half. So we're not cutting corners. We're just getting everybody that we can to get this done.
Did you get the last, landowner? No problem. Before we were talking about that one owner, it's hard to get them.
We're still waiting for one acquisition yet, but we have built the road in our existing road right away. And then if need be, we will come back and obviously take care of that once it's complete. But yeah, that land acquisition is not going to deter this project from taking place. So obviously Brent mentioned that we got the storm sewer in. We are working on the bridge this week. What we've done with the bridge is we removed the sidewalk. So there was a timber sidewalk that went to nowhere. So obviously we're widening the road. So we removed that sidewalk and we put an actual timber deck plank on it to marry up it so we can widen the road through there. And then we are putting a crash tested bridge railing on both the north and the south side of that bridge. So that's the work that they're completing today. We are hopeful, like I said, to get the pulverizer in there, the curb and gutter in here in the next week or two. And then continue on from there and go north towards the Tainer Town Hall is the ultimate goal. So schedule, hopefully we can get this paved here in early October. We can get the project complete before winter. I would anticipate there may be some little project carryovers into next year, such as like some guardrail. We might have a little bit of sidewalk here and there. There's a little bit of sidewalk piece. If we have time, we'll put it all in, but I'm telling our guys, let's just get the road in for now, and we may have to, like I say, just little odds and ends, we may have to carry over into next year, depending upon weather. County Road Y project double B and County Road G, that's obviously been completed. We are just looking at getting the pavement markings complete on that. Unfortunately, we're at the mercy of the subcontractor to do that work. So that is the reason why these roads have not been painted. They're at the mercy of their schedule. They've been telling Brittany that it's going to be this week. See, we've been told that numerous times, but so we're just waiting that to wrap those three projects up. The County Road C project, so that was in our plan to redo that this year. That's that portion of, it's about a 3-mile stretch of road down in O'Galley. Very deteriorated road. We just don't have the time to complete that or start that right now. So we are looking at carry forward that project into next year, is the goal. So we'd allocated about $737,000 to that project. So that, like I said, will be carried into next year for completing that project.
So something like that, was that part of the project? Do you, like, you put money towards it, but now it's got to be carried forward?
Yes. So it's budgeted in our 2025 budget.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying we have to carry it forward. It goes basically into our fund balance, and then we utilize those funds for next year.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, that's just, it's all due to timeliness. I don't want to start a project, a 3-mile stretch of road, and we can't get it done. There's more work than what we have time for. And like I said, all of our crew is on our D project, and we're trying to get our town work projects done. We're doing state projects. So like I said, we got to prioritize, and unfortunately, if we can get revenue from other sources, that's my ultimate goal, is to do that before we spend money on our own projects right now. But and then last but not least, the bridge there up in Connorsville, that's on County Road V, just north of Highway 64. That was the 80-20 match project, so 80% funded by the state and feds and 20% local. And actually, that's less than that. I think we have to pay about 13% because originally this was a 100% funded bridge. But unfortunately, the costs were higher than what was allocated. So then we had to pay about approximately 13% once all said and done, which I'll pay 13% on a project any day.
Yeah. So just a really quick question, just looking at the bridge, and there's like, if I was traveling, I could run right into the edge of it. Is there a guardrail that goes along?
Yeah, I took pictures before the guardrail.
Yeah, I figured.
Yep.
I just.
Yep. Yeah, so the guardrail, I believe, is installed. It's my understanding the road's open. I've not been up there after this. Did a walkthrough of it, and yes, there is guardrail and pavement markings all here on there now. Is my understanding. So like I said, haven't been up there, but I just wanted to mention, so obviously that County Road C project, looking at completing that next year. So we did a walkthrough of our projects that were scheduled for next year. Obviously, if we're going to be moving our County Road C project, which is a 3-mile stretch, into the 2026 budget, we looked at the possibility of, can we delay one of the other projects to into 27 and beyond? We only have so many hours in the day. We only have the crew that we have. Can we outsource some of this work? Yes, but we can do it in-house. That's my ultimate goal. So what we're looking at doing is we removed the County Road B project. for two reasons. So obviously the timeliness of bringing in our County Road C project, as well as we think there's a very, very good opportunity to get funding for that project. So the state has allocated funds for the ARIP project, which is the Agricultural Road Improvement Program. So they have funded that again. So that was traditionally it was supposed to be a 1-year trial. Legislation put funding into it again for another year. So those applications have not been introduced yet for projects, but I would anticipate that here in the next couple of weeks that program will start. So our intent is to put that County Road B project into one of those type of programs, which I just want to be open that it's not a guarantee.
Okay.
So we can apply, but it's not a guarantee. But I feel obviously we have a very large CAFO dairy that's always expanding out there. And I think that's a no-brainer in my mind. That would be a very, very good application to submit. So like I said, if we had allocated 1.6 to it, if we can whatever get even 50% of it paid for, that's better than 100% of local funds paying for it. So I believe the ARIP is a 90-10 program. And then the STP program is usually an 80-20. And then the LRIP is whatever funds are allocated to the county. The state allocates a certain dollar amount to all counties. So we could potentially have maybe whatever $400,000 that we could allocate to that project.
So just looking at that project, just really quick again, you'd go from 40 back this way.
Yeah.
Past the big farm.
So my intent is,
Would it get to the first curve there? Is that about that area or?
yeah, so my intent is to basically go from double B where we left off all the way to 40.
Yeah.
So, but we would probably have to do that in two
Section.
phases.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking at is to take and apply for one section under the ARIP and one section under the SDP.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. And like I said, at the end of the day, there's
Right.
just say $4 million potentially just in that road to redo. And if we can get majority of that paid for, we're going to try.
So the plan was on, it was just going to pulverize and.
Yeah,
Right.
the plan was just to
Those-
pulverize and repave.
Those plans will still allow you just to do that.
Yes.
You don't have to like re-engineer the whole thing.
We'll still probably have to go through the engineering process where they'll have to come up with a plan.
Okay.
So if a contractor, we can't perform the work. So the contractor has to perform the work. They have to have a plan to go off of. And unfortunately, going through the DOT, it's still the same process regardless. I don't believe the engineering cost will be that much based on what the scope of the project. But unfortunately, we do have to go through the process. And I just wanted to point out, so you're going to be seeing that in our 2026 budget presentation again. So as you can see with removing County Road B, we're saving approximately almost $1 million just in material costs. So that's where you're going to see that reduction in our 2026 budget. The labor and equipment has to go somewhere. So our crew still has to be performing work, either they're on the B project or they're doing maintenance or they're doing town work or doing whatever. So that's where we're saving that money for our 2026 budget is roughly about $1 million by not doing that County Road B project. So like I said, our goal is to usually right around that 20 miles per year. That's our goal, to do that 20 to about 25-year lifespan of a roadway. So if we bring in that 3 miles of County Road C into next year's budget, we're going to be right around that 18 miles. So right in the wheelhouse is what we really want to do on an annual basis. So any questions, concerns? We do know that County Road B, that portion needs to be done. It's just, instead of next year, we could potentially look at maybe 27 or 28.
Gonna put turn lanes in for Denmark area or?
It wasn't
You could.
Yes,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, with any one of these programs, we could do that.
And it might be,
Increase our chances or something?
Huh?
Increase our chances or something? Or-
well, no, I mean, that's. There's so many vehicles going in and out of that area.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, if you don't, if turn lane. That'd be
Absolutely.
beneficial. Yeah.
No, that'd be something we could add into the application is, I'm just putting in, just to learn the
Just, I'm just curious.
potential safety
Because
enhancements.
we weren't going to do that.
Not with this project, it was just gonna be a phone.
When could that potentially increase the chances of getting that if it's like trying to increase safety on it?
Yes,
That's what I'm thinking. Because that's gotta be a grant, it's gotta be written.
well, it's just an application. It's not
Application.
like I wouldn't consider it a grant.
Oh, okay.
I've started,
can do that.
I've started working on it and I got, the AI helping me write the descriptions of it, so it's.
So we can do that in-house, is what I'm trying to say. The grant or the application's in-house, we don't have
Yes.
to hire somebody.
That is,
Okay.
I'm in the process of putting it together.
As long as you got your best man on it, we're okay.
Yes, I'm not gonna hire anybody, but we'll have AI
Okay.
help me.
Okay.
Like I said, it'll be very nice when it's all said and done. Going into obviously through the agenda here. So annual bridge inspections. So, KBIS consultants. So we hire our bridge inspections out. Like I said, I'm the only licensed bridge inspector, at the highway department. And I unfortunately do not have time to get out of the office 95% of the time. So I don't have the time to go inspect bridges. So we consult it out. So annually, there's 27 total bridges that have to be inspected due to a load posting of some sort or the current condition of the bridge. So if a certain member of the bridge gets to a certain condition state, it has to be inspected annually. So 27 total bridges, 14 county and 13 town and village. So late July is when that was completed. All the bridges were inspected. The unfortunate thing is there was 3 of them that came up as they need to be load posted. I'm not too concerned with 2 of them. One is on Double H that runs parallel with Highway 29 over by Elk Mound. I call that the road to nowhere. Basically, it just sits there and looks pretty 95% of the time. The other one on Elliott Street, which is in the village of Ridgeland. If you're familiar with Worth Brothers Excavating, that's the bridge just south of where Worth Brothers Excavating is there. Between V and Double A, I believe that is in Barron County. So that one was posted at 20 tons. The other one up in the heart of Sand Creek, right by V, I, and M, where they all come together, right in Sand Creek. That got posted to 20 tons. The unfortunate thing is we can't stop it. We have to do it based on the condition state of the bridge. It has a red flag. It basically draws a red flag. The inspector, the owner have to do a analysis on the bridge and determine if it needs a load posting. And unfortunately, due to its condition, it does. Obviously, that particular bridge is the heart of Sand Creek. And that is going to be a huge concern with the agricultural community. And I'm forewarning everybody. We may get calls. We may get people concerned. All 3 of these bridges are in the replacement program to get replaced here in 2027. So we have to get it through at least another year. I believe one of them's in 28. I think it's the Double H ones in 28. The other 2 are replaced in 27. There is ways around. Not ideal. They are on town roads, obviously. Like I said, I wanted to bring this to your attention. We have posted all of them, but the Sand Creek one currently. I just wanted you all to understand prior to us going up there and placing the signs. I have already talked to the town of Sand Creek. They are aware of it. I even told them I would come up there and have a meeting with the town, whatever. They can bring everybody and their neighbor up there. I can explain it to them. They didn't feel that was necessary, so. And like I said, I just wanted that to bring to your attention. So if you guys get phone calls, concerns, there's reasoning behind it. And unfortunately, we got to just limp this through. Hopefully the next year and a half, to when we can get this bridge replaced. So. Questions, concerns? Keep your phone on, Randy. Gary, that's your area.
Well, that's a problem, yeah.
To me, one of the things that they would probably be wondering is if we're gonna restrict the bridge for a year and a half, how can we fix it during that time so we can have that extra time added on when we get to fix it, and that's all about dollar. We know what that's all about, but that to me would be a viable question you would get asked. It's like, well, you did this and then now we still have to go another 2 months or whatever.
I'll put it in the program before it was this critical.
No, I understand. I'm just guessing that I just kind of want to hear what people think and, if somebody brings that type of thing up, I think I know the answer, but
You just gotta explain it to them.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
They understand.
the question I got is how it goes from no posting to 20-ton posting. That was the question I got, and it's hard to explain, but like I said, at the end of the day, when you inspect the bridge annually, there might be one little thing that draws a red flag that in the federal program requires us to do an analysis on it. And there's people a lot smarter than me that perform the load calculations, and that's what they determine based on the condition state of this bridge. Even if it was 40 tons, it would still affect everybody up there. Even if it was 20 tons, like I said, it's going to affect, in my opinion, the agriculture community up there a lot. So there is ways around, not ideal. Obviously, we all want to take the path of least resistance. That's the easiest for everybody, and I understand that. So I look at it as 2 years. In 2 years from now, the road's going to be shut down. So we might as well get used to taking alternate routes now. Because, like I said, 2027, it's going to be shut down for, I guess, 2 to 3 months.
That's what I'm saying, it's gonna be 3 months.
And there is no crossing. So.
Would you have to go down to 64, we're on that way?
Yeah, you can go
other
up.
way.
Otherwise, you can go up M.
Yeah.
To the town line, go north, and then that cuts back over to I.
Yeah,
But like I said, that's all town road utilization. Otherwise, if it's on a county system, I don't even know where. M to somewhere goes up, how that comes back over to Barron somehow. I don't know. I stay within the Dunn County. I don't get outside much of that, so.
Yeah, we took different roads, but I can't remember what they are now.
But yeah, otherwise it'd be 64 to 25 back to B. That's the only quick route that I know in Dunn County. So, which is not a very good detour. But just give you an update on the Cedar Falls Bridge. Good news, I will say. So obviously the bridge was inspected. There was no noticeable changes to the bridge, which is always good. So obviously this bridge has qualified to be put into the program for replacement. So what we are currently doing is we submitted proposal requests, qualification based, so not dollars and cents based, from engineering firms to provide services to put together the application and the estimate to replace this bridge. Because at the end of the day, I have no idea what this bridge is going to cost. I can say a ballpark, but I can't say exactly. At the end of the day, when we apply this and submit this application, the DOT is going to want exact number,
Mhm.
not a $6 to $10 million range. They want, if it's going to be $6.3 million, they want to know that. So right now proposals are actually due tomorrow. So I have reached out to Randy. Randy's going to help us select a firm to perform this work. Once the application is submitted, and if it is approved by the DOT, that engineering firm that we selected would start the design process. So a one qualification based system. So that's the DOT allows this. So we would be submitting the application estimate. If approved, the design would start with that same engineering firm that we selected. So applications are due October 31st, which will come sooner than we'd like. And then we would find out information wise if this project is approved sometime in March of next year is typically the goal. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff is being delayed with a lot of this project programs. So my biggest thing is I'd like to know what the estimated cost is going to be. So we'll know that here by October 31st to replace this bridge.
So would that be like a 80-20% for funding,
Yes,
basically?
yes, that's what that program is. And great news, this particular program, the project cap has gone from 5 million to 10 million.
Mhm.
That's awesome. When I talked to a number of the consultants, so what we would be projecting for this bridge is a 3-span concrete girder bridge. That's your typical standard bridge. Right now, this is a 4-span. So obviously you have 2 piers in the water there. We would still have 2 piers, but it would be longer spans. That makes sense. Actually, this is 3 piers, not 2. But yeah, that's what we would be envisioning. Just a rough ballpark that I've been getting from some of the consultants is they are saying it's probably a $6 to $10 million bridge. They're giving me a range.
Yeah.
So until they can actually start crunching numbers, a number of them actually, they reach out to the Bridge World consultants and they say, what do you think this is going to cost? To try to put everybody together to try to say, an approximate, and I will say it's an approximate dollar amount. We're going to try to get as close as we can, but
Can you save the old, like cement piers at all, or they gotta be taken out and brand new ones?
if we do a different configuration, those piers would have to come out and they would be replaced in a different location.
Okay.
And obviously this bridge, there's a lot of height difference there from the deck to the pier there. That would all be taller, so we'd have to have taller piers.
So it'd be a little more straight going across there than going down.
We looked
Just
at,
appears that be.
yeah, the piers will be taller. The height of the bridge, I would not anticipate being much higher than what it is.
Oh, okay.
But this, every one of the consultants obviously said this is a unique project. Obviously, when you have a power generating dam right upstream, that's one classic potential concern. Then you got obviously DNR concerns, environmental, you got the age of the bridge. So then you got historical, and it's like I said, it gets to be a complicated mess on this bridge. And that's why you're going to see the costs increase due to this complexity.
Because even after like a heavy rain driving on that bridge, you can still feel all the mist coming over from the dam all the time,
Yes.
you know.
So if it's a $10 million project, we pay 2.
Yeah.
Let's pay 8.
Yeah. So we would pay 20% of that 10 million.
It'll probably take more than 3 to 4 months to do.
I would anticipate, yes, most of the summer. Yeah. And as like I said, if I would envision if this is approved for replacement, I wouldn't anticipate this until about 2031. So it's gonna take a few years to go through the design process. I would envision we would probably have to buy real estate on this, and that gets complicated too. There's not a whole lot of room to work there when you got a town road so close to one side and you got ways and stuff right on the other side.
So you're saying I should buy that house in it?
We're not buying any houses. Get that out of here.
I'll buy it, I'll sell it back to you. That's what I was thinking.
No, we're just gonna move your driveway, not your house. But no, that's like I said, that the big thing to take from this is the project cap got increased to $10 million for
That
this
is awesome.
program cycle, which is
That helps a lot.
great news. DOT confirmed. So
Good. Good news today.
Yes. You have to bring that picture.
yeah, thank God that's not Dunn County. That's just a picture.
I'm not
somewhere
worried
that I
about the
thought
truck.
found.
It's what's around the truck that it's like,
Ah, that's nice. Winter, that's white dollar signs there. Throwing them out the door. So I just wanted to bring to your attention, I don't know if I ever explained the equipment composite rates. So DOT has two different rates that we as counties can utilize in the winter months. So you have your standard rates and then we have composite rates. So the last few years, we have elected to utilize composite rates. So to kind of just explain what composite rates is that truck, if we utilize it for 10 hours, all the equipment that's attached on that truck gets charged for 10 hours. Standard rates, that truck could be used for 10 hours, that front plow could be 6, the wing could be 4, the sander could be 6. That's what we get compensated for. So, like I said, we've looked at it, and there's a number of counties that have obviously calculated this out, and it is an advantage to go to composite rates. So I have elected to go through the process again to do composite rates, but like I said, I didn't know if I ever explained this situation to you guys, so I wanted to explain it to you. So it's a lot easier on an accounting practice.
Say the accounting has to be a nightmare going the other way.
There's a lot of times where we are all human. We get in a hurry. We've plowed snow for the last 14, 18 hours. And now we got to fill out a time card and we start writing down stuff. Oh, and we forgot the sander. We forgot the wing. We forgot this. Joy is very, very good with it. She's kind of figured out that, well, if you're plowing, you're probably using a plow. So you should have a plow on there. But there is times where we don't catch everything.
Oh, yeah.
So there's one advantage right there on an accounting practice. But it is also, it is an advantage. Like I said, I don't know if I actually put it in your packet, but I kind of put kind of an example together to kind of just break out the cost differences. Maybe I had it in my head to do it, but apparently I didn't. Yeah, the difference between the composite rate and the standard rate is your composite rates are slightly lower rates.
That's our next page.
Yeah, maybe it is on somewhere in there.
Next page.
Hey, where?
The next
Oh.
page after this.
There we go. It's supposed to be in somewhere in your packet. Yeah, so I just kind of put together a scenario just so you guys have an understanding. It's very, very comparable. At the end of the day, I could play with numbers here and there might be an advantage to go with a standard rate on a given snowstorm versus a composite rate. But at the end of the day, it's very, very consistent.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're taking the potential error out of our time cards, the accounting, extra cost for our accounting practices. So like I said, in my opinion, it's an advantage for the counties to utilize the composite rates. But you can see there is obviously difference in the rates versus the composite versus standard.
Do you have to update this every year or this,
Yes.
like every year? Okay.
We have to basically, I don't want to say apply for it, but we have to say we're doing it.
Oh, okay.
every year. And we do have to do it on all of our plow equipment, not just the state routes. This is county, everything. So. I don't know if I
So is this
explained this in detail or have any
Something
questions.
We have to help you approve or something.
No. I just wanted to explain it to you guys. So like I said,
So you feel like going to the composite rate for all the reasons you've already listed, and you feel like it's gonna still financially benefit when you have to replace pieces of the equipment, you know, like we're gonna be in good shape. We're not
Yes.
gonna go backwards there.
no, in this,
I figured that. You're smart. You're smart.
this
good at that.
program won't allow you the composite rates. The state obviously isn't going to say, well, you're going to lose money on your equipment by going to the composite
Right.
rates. They won't allow that.
Right.
So I just wanted, like I said, explain the situation. I think it was this last week or this week, one or the other, they brought it to our attention that it's the annual composite rate, application or whatever you want to call it. Just gotta say we're doing it and they approve it.
Sure.
But next year we can say, yeah, we didn't fare too well, so we're not gonna do it. So every year we can change. So,
That's good.
like I said, I don't know if I ever explained it to you guys, so that's why I wanted to just bring that to your attention. And then I did send you guys an email. I don't know if you saw that email. So the end of the month here, Trempealeau County is going to be hosting the West Central Commissioner and Committee meeting. So some of you may have, I know Jerry's been to it once before. I don't know if anybody else has had the opportunity. But it's a great opportunity to even meet other county board members from other counties. The DOT typically is there. You might have some legislatures there. Kind of just it's a half day event. So it starts at, I believe it's 9 o'clock. Goes till noon. There is a lunch provided. Like I said, it's a great opportunity just to get to better understand what other counties are doing versus what Dunn County is doing. DOT will be presenting like maybe some future funding opportunities or anything like that. So like I said, if you're interested, please let me know. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So we have till, I believe it's the 19th to submit our number of people who are attending. So
So
You won't do it?
was that?
You won't do it?
Yes.
is Trempealeau County, is that a new facility? Is that an older facility?
They have an older facility, but they're not hosting it at their site. They're actually hosting it at, I
Okay,
think it's at a golf course.
oh, okay.
Well,
I have no idea.
So that the same one that we went over to Baldwin a couple years ago?
Yes, yes.
Okay, but there they had it at the
Yes.
site there.
Yep, yeah, that was right at their facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you did attend these once
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So like I said, you can get some value out of it, but you want to attend, just please let me know.
Can we bring our golf clubs?
If you want to do that on your own time, I guess.
afternoon.
After lunch, I head back, so
Oh, okay.
if you're carpooling with me. And I guess last thing on the staff report is our highway financials. So we went through our highway financials. Just bring to your attention there, we are looking at a potential budget shortfall in our equipment, which is our CIP replacement of our equipment. Obviously, the purchasing of this equipment was more expensive than what we envisioned or estimated. Some of it is going to come. We don't know if we have no idea when the loader's coming. They're telling us the end of October. We have no idea, but we are projecting that to be. We had obviously 2 pickup trucks on order. That's delayed. We have no idea if that's going to be until next year. As of right now, we're putting that in as they're showing up here before the end of the year, but like I said, we are projecting a potential budget shortfall on the equipment side of things.
So when the prices that we're paying for equipment keeps going up, Is the state and federal going up also keep like raising their rates, like the bridge went from 5 million to 10 million? Is that gonna be a process?
So our equipment rates that the DOT sets, they adjust annually.
Oh, they do.
And there is times where they have adjusted it, multiple times within a year. I think that was 2 years ago, I believe they did that. They did it twice in 1 year.
Okay.
Adjusted based on how much this equipment has gone up. Obviously, all 72 counties have there's a board of highway commissioners that oversee the equipment rates. So that we have our 2 cents into it as well. So the DOT can't just say, we're gonna give you $10 an hour for your plow trucks.
Okay.
No, they can't do that. So,
That's good then.
but it does adjust annually. And the way that the equipment rates are is it's a 3-year rolling average, isn't it? I believe it's a 3-year average based on what equipment purchases are. What counties are purchasing the equipment for, so. Just like I said, the 7,100 fund, that's that internal service fund, that's our overall county budget, the highway budget. So we're looking at that approximately almost 1.3 is what we're projecting there. And that's, like I say, that's the fund that pays for our future equipment purchases. And then our road and bridge fund, that's our 2,600 fund. That's just our budget that completes basically our county projects, county maintenance projects, county bridge projects, and our county winter maintenance. So that's the fund for those. Anything that the county has levy put towards is what this 2,600 is. So, as you can see, we were kind of previous month, we were projecting a budget shortfall on that, but now that we took the County Road C project off, we're looking at obviously having additional funds in that that we can utilize for next year. So
Can I in here just because you guys are going to hear a lot of this in the future because we're looking to kind of standardize some of the ways that we go about these funds so that we're not rating funds in the future. So as we look at this is our budget. So this is how much we expect to spend and how much we actually are, right? So when you talk about an overage, that is adding to that fund balance. Currently, the 2,600 fund balance at the end of 2024 is at $2 million, right? So we're really going to be looking at that as it relates to the overall expenses. So a percentage of the overall expenses. So when you talk about that from like your savings account, in your savings account, you should have 3 months salary, right? So it's about 25%, right? So we're looking at having that fund balance of this fund limited to be within that range. And that really is to be able to handle a heavy winter, bridge project that went, $400,000 over. You're going to hit a little bit of that fund and then you'll build it back up. So just as you,
but it's a percentage off of our overall.
Yeah.
budget.
So that would be a percentage of this 11 million, right? So when you talk about this particular fund, you will be looking at a percentage of the 11 million is how much we want to hold in there. So as you look
What are we looking at? Was it 30%? We haven't made that determination yet.
Yeah, that'll be coming here soon. But so then you're looking at holding about 3 million kind of there, and that's to handle the big years or the down years, and to be able to do that at the 2,600, and then there'll be one also at the 7,100 fund. 7,100 fund balance is paying for that equipment replacement. So before that, Dustin had just said there's the CIP project, or that this equipment replacement is coming over. That means that you're going to be using a little bit of that 7,100 fund balance in order to handle that. So that's why we want to maintain these balances to be able to deal with those anomalies. Right.
So is that kind of like our fund balance, like for the whole county, that you don't want to be more than 50%, but you don't want to go under 30%, whatever?
Our
You
our
wanna keep
ordinance
it in
has it at 35 and 50 for the general fund.
Yeah.
We don't have anything defined for the Health and Human Services Fund, the Neighbors Fund, the Highway 2600, the Highway 7100, all of those other funds, we don't have anything defined. So those are the changes that are going to be coming up front. But as you guys deal with two of the larger funds here, I just wanted to make sure that as we talk about budget and that overage, that does not mean that we're out of money. It means that we're borrowing from the fund balance or we're giving back to the fund balance.
Yeah, and like I said, at the end of the day, you don't want that to be zero.
Right.
I mean, like I say, we get a severe winter and we allocated 1 million and it cost us 2 million.
Yep.
We gotta have some funds that make that difference.
You also don't want to see $600,000 year after year after year after year after year after year. That means you're over budgeting.
That depends on who you ask.
When you ask me, that's what you see.
Positive numbers are great.
Just something quick, but can we put the fund number after that? Because I get mixed up.
You're talking the 7,100.
Yeah,
You talk
because
about,
sometimes you 7,100, then you say this, it's like, well, what, I now have to look back and remember, well, it's the 7,100. You just put the like fund number after the fund. So then when you guys say that number, we know exactly what we're talking.
When the new ERP comes in, there are going to be different numbers.
What?
It's going to be 710 and 260, but
Well, I just,
That all has to change every year.
just like,
Just went through that itself.
because I
They
can't,
changed all the budget
I
numbers.
understand where you guys, but it's like, we're trying to,
Oh,
okay, well, it's 7,100,
yeah,
2,600.
Look at it once a
I knew my
month.
work.
Yeah, if you just do that.
I mean, when we always say the road and bridge fund,
I know.
that's all that 2,600.
That's what I said. When you keep putting the 26, we'll remember that more
Okay.
than trying to, I'm slow learner, man.
No, dog.
You ask, you shall receive. We will get on that.
it's easier for us to say 2,600.
I know, that's what I said, if you put the fund number after, it'd be easier for us to get involved. Just to like,
1, 2, 3.
And then next year we'll change that number.
That's
fine.
That's yeah, just put it behind, so then when you guys try to bamboozle us, we.
Yeah, we gotta lose you.
Oh, it's,
We appreciate that.
we're right with you.
Okay, thanks.
And then obviously Joyce presented our chems report. So this is you want details of where our projects are standing, any part of our maintenance. Looking at our county construction projects, I think we fared very, very well. There was two projects, the County Road Y project and the County Road S project that did go over budget. As you can see with the remaining, we're approximately $80,000 over budget and 40,000. So that's where I told you we ended up having to add base course to that. We thought it was going to be a simple pulverize and repave, but obviously when the road's so out of whack, you have to true it back up with base. That's the unfortunate thing. But we did fare. I mean,
You're exactly right. It is, because it goes like this.
and there might be. So, but obviously, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we fared pretty well with estimating on those other ones for $12,000. It's pretty good, but it's 13,000. Obviously, there is some additional funding. We fared very well on our G project. That's the one south of where we're working now.
Yeah.
And mind you, I utilized that $764,000 based on the engineer's estimate. This is what we spent is about 400,000 of that 764,000. So I just want to know why that's so different is when an engineering firm puts together an estimate, they're taking statewide averages. Whatever base material could be $25 a ton is the statewide average. Ours is 15.
Yes.
Or whatever it is. So that's where we're seeing those cost savings. So I do envision our County Road D project, we had allocated 1.2. I would envision that to be coming in as well. Based on the engineer's estimate versus what is actual. The only other one is I always will point out is this is not supposed to be salt brine production. It's supposed to be winter maintenance, county winter maintenance. Joy has changed that, but I didn't have time to put that in my presentation here. But as you can see, that was 1.5 million is what we allocated. So you're gonna see that as well as in our 2026 budget. We did reduce that amount, what you originally saw. Just based on utilizing less material costs, just overall less maintenance is what we're going off of, basically on a 3 or 5 year average is what we typically look at. So any questions, concerns on that? I did mention too that we are obviously getting a number of phone calls with vegetation along the ditches. We may have to mow if we start getting a revolt pretty soon here. Our vegetation is already over budget.
Are you talking on the ones that we mowed or the ones that we sprayed, or both?
I haven't seen the ones that we've actually mowed, and they've got delayed because our tractors were breaking down.
Right.
So I don't know what those look like.
Okay.
But I do know we are getting complaints where I'm seeing more towards the southern portion of the county.
That's the one we sprayed.
That's the one we sprayed.
Okay. I'm just curious.
And I can tell you, I've seen some of the counties that mowed and didn't spray. Theirs look worse than ours.
I was gonna say, I've seen some really bad ones.
I mean, weeds grow quick.
This year especially. Seems like this had the
We had
rain.
So right here, moisture and heat.
Yeah, that had a lot of dry spells. all the time.
So, I mean, if we don't have to mow, don't want to, but like I said, comes down to is we do have some funds available to look at mowing. And the reason why that is such a large number, is obviously when we're not plowing snow, we're cutting brush. So that's where that fund comes from.
Mhm.
So obviously we had 1.5 for winter maintenance. We only spent 700,000. So that additional money went to brushing. So
Which the last couple of years they've done good on that, because obviously we haven't got that brushing done.
you'd still think we wouldn't have a tree falling in our roads though, for how many trees we've cut. But we still do. I don't know why. Come on.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Too many miles of road.
A lot of them are from property too.
Oh, it is. Yes. Absolutely. But questions? Have any questions regarding any particular item on here? If I can't explain it, hopefully Joey can explain it for me. And obviously that red highlighted number, that project there, that's that County Route C project. We do have some cost to it, and I don't know what we did out there. We might have some staking or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would envision if we have the time, I would like to start putting culverts in on that road. Just let them sit over the winter.
So we're talking about the eastern part of County C or the western part?
It'd be the west part of C from Z to D. So west of Z. I don't know if you know where Lamb Trucking is. You're familiar with that. They're on that portion of C.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but I kind of enjoyed that one bus trip we took around and showed us stuff, because I'm trying to figure out exactly where that is, down there and that, but okay.
Yeah, our bus trip will go
Someday
over by
road
it.
trip, right there.
If we want to take a bus trip, we can.
I mean, Sunday afternoon ride for Gary. You can drive out there and check it out. You might see me.
There you go.
I'll go too.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's that little portion, 3 mile stretch.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I can't remember last time I did on that road. I
Yeah,
didn't get
but
down
yeah.
that way.
Gary.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say he's a little more familiar with that.
Been down there a couple times.
No, don't have to.
That concludes my long-winded portion of the presentation.
Yeah. The other side of.
All right.
Any,
Thanks, Justin.
on 64 up there, do you go watch them repave that, or they
Yeah.
tore it up and put it back down, work out for them, or?
No, it worked out good. I mean, I think the state was very impressed with it. The unfortunate thing is, it is a cost savings, but you need 4 inches at a minimum of asphalt to do that. And there isn't a whole lot of county roads that we could look at doing that to. The only one that I know that has 4 inches of asphalt is County Road B. That's the only one I know
And only on the new section.
on new section. I don't know if we know quite yet what the old section is. I think it's like 3.5.
Does it ever come to a point when you're, like you're pulverizing a road, but you're already putting like your old blacktop down in it, and then now you come on, put more like a new blacktop on top? Does it ever come to a point where, hey, we got enough, fill, but every time that we, like, like repave it, we're actually adding that 2-3 inches of this blacktop on top of the old blacktop?
Yeah, so years ago, they built roads differently than we build them today. So it was, a lot of times if they could just drive a truck on, shale, they would pave right on top of it. So we find a lot of the county roads do not have adequate base.
Underneath?
So kind of rule of thumb is you usually shoot for 3-4 inches of asphalt over 10 inches of base. That's your typical standard.
Okay.
A lot of times we will see that. A lot of times we won't. We might see 8 inches of asphalt sitting on nothing. Just overlay on top of overlays. We try to refrain from doing that in today's standards. So it's not to say you may have to do that at some point in time, but
You're wondering if those spots we could use that.
That's what I mean, because you already put an overlay on top of new blacktop going on. So, well, maybe in time we'd have enough, fill to kind of make up the difference.
and we account for that.
Okay.
So let's say, yeah, if we have 6 inches of base and 3 inches asphalt, now we got 9 inches of base.
Okay.
So that's what our
You're
goal
getting
is.
there.
Yeah, so that we take that into consideration.
That's what sometimes put gravel down and then grind it all up.
Yes.
That big stream. So we get up to 10 inches.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like I say, why we put gravel on is the road is you put a crown of 2%. Well, your road might be 6%. So the only way to true that back up without taking your existing pulverized material and spreading it out to try to true things up, now you're defeating the purpose of trying to get that base addition. So that's why we true it up with the lime rock, then grind it.
Which is what you had to do there. And
And
Brock knows, and I'm sure South, you were saying we're gonna do that again.
And we did that to County Road D.
Yep.
We added 3 inches of gravel on the top of the existing asphalt. We're gonna grind it in, and
This one, it looks like it's gravel road already, but it hasn't been ground yet.
it is not, asphalt still underneath it.
Although it looks.
Tomorrow's it will be gone.
Right.
So it'll all be gravel on it.
Depends to see when we look at it.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? Otherwise, moving on, number 7, highway vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers that have been presented.
Motion made second. Any questions, any concerns? Any of the prices? We have time to look them over.
So like on this fuel and stuff, it's got like 22 and 34. Is that like they filled up somewhere else?
22, fuel, you mean fuel and fuel? 22,
Yeah.
22. That must be gas at energy.
$8, $23.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they went to the gas station.
It's either that or, like I said, we may gotten chainsaw gas
I was just gonna say, probably got them.
where we get ethanol free, something like that. But it could have been a whatever pickup truck that was in Ridgeland or something.
Okay.
Yep. They filled up.
Well, it just seemed, I was like, that's really cheap to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Probably ethanol free,
If I had to guess, it was for the chainsaw or chop saws or anything.
something like that. Yeah, because 22 does. Unless you've got a very small truck. Anything else? If not, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. 7B, County Road DG curb gutter proposal.
Yeah, so in your packet, so we submitted the proposal request for the curb and gutter for our D project. We only received one proposal, and obviously I believe we're at a point where everybody's scrambling to get their projects done, so we didn't receive other proposals. The one proposal that we did receive was from Pember Companies, with a unit price of $13.69 for per foot for curb and gutter, which is a very good price. I did present our statewide, which is the statewide average. Like I said, that could be down in Madison, Milwaukee area costs. But what was estimated was $20 a foot. So it came in under what our estimate was. So we have the ability to accept one proposal. So I did confirm that with Port Council.
And this is gonna be by Jake's there? Is that-
Yeah, so it'll be basically starting just west of the Lamb Creek Bridge.
Okay.
On the north side of the road, there's gonna be curb there just because there's kind of a steep
Yep.
terrain there. And then all the way through Jake's.
Both sides of the road?
Both sides of the road,
Okay.
and then the intersection of D and G,
Mhm.
where there's curb there now.
Mhm.
And then it will go past the Pioneer parking lot on that one side where the parking lot is.
Okay, yeah.
So we're trying to define
Where,
entrances coming in and out of parking lots out there, because everything, there is nothing now.
No.
Everything's just asphalt, gravel, and
yeah,
you put wherever you want. So,
So like across from Jake's, there's, I'm assuming gonna be two entrances there, right?
what we're looking at right now, and I'm talking to the owner of Jake's, so we're looking at least one entrance, on the west end of that parking lot.
Yep.
And then there's going to be one on the Pioneer Park, property, so they back into their garbage, dumpsters,
Mhm.
kind of like,
Yep.
there's a pass blue ribbon sign there.
Yep.
So it'll be right there, will be an entrance. And then the parking lot at, the Pioneer will have two entrances in that gravel. One kind of where their main building is there, and then one at the very other end. Um,
So then at Jake's on the other side, where everybody pulls up to the building there.
it's gonna drive on.
That's gonna have drive over curb.
Okay. Thank God, I was like, we're gonna have more people hung up on that if it's,
Yeah, and when I say drive over curb, it's gonna be like a driveway section, not your standard. So your mountable curb is usually like 3.5 inches, and cars can get hung up on that, so it's gonna just be a 2-inch curb head.
Like under the picture.
Yeah.
All right, we need a
I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
motion made, second by Dustin. Any other discussions? Everybody in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion passes. 7C, County Road D, speed reduction declaration.
So prior to our project that took place, we had a number of individuals that kind of contacted us to concerned about speeds from on Highway D from Highway 25 to basically Jake's, that stretch. So we looked into it. We put our traffic counters up prior to our project. I don't recall where it was exactly. We show a picture of it here, actually. Near the intersection of B and 784th, which is probably about quarter mile from 25, I had to guess. Slightly. Maybe a little bit more. So what we found is what typically sets your speed limits is the number of residential accesses or intersections coming out to a roadway. That kind of plays a part. And then you typically do 85th percentile. So what speeds 85% of the traveling public is typically sets your speed. So what we did is, like I said, we put our counter up there. This one page here, I think everybody can see that. So this is, what data comes out of our traffic counter. If you see the 85th percentile speed, it was 48 miles per hour. So I was actually not thinking it was gonna be that low. But I don't know if because the road's a little bit maybe rough, people were slower speeds. Maybe they watched their speed coming out of Jake's Pioneer. I have no idea. I can't say.
I would say
what-
that the rough probably affected it.
But that typically is what you go off of is to set your speed limit. So what we would be proposing is to reduce the speed limit to 45 miles per hour from Highway 25 to where the speed reduces to 35 going through Jake's. So as you can see on this map here that I provided, you can't see it because it's not colored, but this green section is where we would be proposing 45 and then it goes 35. If I had to guess, it's probably about quarter-mile west of the Lambs Creek Bridge. It's where it reduces to 35, somewhere in there.
It's less than that.
Yeah,
It's just as you're coming down the hill.
Yeah.
Right, it's
So,
probably a couple hundred yards.
so it's 55 right now up to the 35.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
we're only
goes
saying
from
we're
35 to 55 all the way up to 25. So we would be proposing to reduce that to 40,
45 and then keeping the 35 from.
keeping the 35 at status.
So we got clarification.
And that, like I said, that coincides with our 85th percentile.
Yep.
There is obviously a lot of residential area there.
Yeah, there's-
Pedestrians, like I said, there were 2 landowners that were concerned with the speeds. At the end of the day, I'm not saying this is going to reduce the speeds. I mean, just because we posted at 45, now people are gonna go 35, doubtful. But like I said, that's what 85% of them are traveling. And no, we did not put the counter out when it was gravel. So it was done prior to.
So we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the speed limit declarations for County Road B. Any other questions, debate? If not, all in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Motion passes. 7D, Wisconsin surplus action items.
So like Dan mentioned, we put a list together of majority of it's kind of like parts, small little equipment, odds and ends. It's not large equipment like plow trucks or pickup trucks or anything at this point in time. The only piece of equipment that is notable on there is we have a forklift. We have a scissors lift that we utilize in the shop that is constantly broke down. So like, what's the point of owning it if we can't utilize it? So we are making that known, obviously, on the Wisconsin surplus that it doesn't run. The second page, you'll see that 1422 Roscoe self-propelled broom. So we are looking at selling that on the auction site. Since we purchased the new sweeper, one comes in, one goes out. That's my motto. So I do know we looked at the depreciated value. I do not think we are going to get the depreciated value. I want to say it's just over $5,000, but it's hard to find, or it's hard to get $5,000 for what is that? Probably a 30-year-old machine. So the longer we keep it,
Specialized.
yes. So like I said, at some point in time, we either gotta cut or loss now, or we cut or loss next year or the year after. So
What are all the used through?
so that comes off our sweepers. We have truck mounted sweepers. So we have one of our state trucks actually has a sweeper that we can attach onto like where the front plow mount goes. So
It's just actual brushes?
yes, just the brushes. So we get a lot of like horse farm or horse ranchers and whatever you want to.
That's why I assumed I just
Scratching.
Yep.
Scratching. Hose. Yep.
So I assume I just want to make sure that's.
Yeah, and then those, like item number 1, 2, and 3, those are, so we purchased new, diesel fuel tanks for our outline shops, so those are the old ones. We elected to keep one. Only due to the reasoning if we have a job up in Sand Creek that we need to, pave, let's say. Our trucks can't make it throughout the day with fuel, so we could take that fuel tank up there and fuel the trucks up as we need. Maybe we have an emergency situation where we need fuel. So like I said, we have that option. We can put it on a trailer and away we go. Yeah, exactly. So we elected to keep one out of the 4 that we're selling. So we have 4, we're only selling 3. And I guess another thing is there might be some little odds and ends parts that we put on here as well. I know we're still going through, our old equipment parts. I mean, we have equipment that we sold 10, 15, 20 years ago that we still have parts for sitting in our parts room. Yeah. We need to just start putting it on a pallet and away they go. Cause like I said, it serves no purpose for us to be here, taking up space. We're doing a better job now. If we're getting rid of a piece of equipment and we have parts for it, we put it with a piece of equipment. We'll make that known. Like, okay, we have 4 tires for this 1422 sweeper that only goes on that thing. So we'll put that with it.
So these used lower tires are actually still some tread on them, or it just they're selling place to get and trying to pay to get rid of them.
So I believe that came off of our larger loader. So the sidewalls are cracked, all that. I mean, I don't know if they make sandboxes out of them. I don't know if people still do that. It does have some tread on it, but the sidewalls are weather checked.
Okay. So we need a motion to approve to sell all this, or what do you need?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the selling of the used, outdated and not needed equipment.
I'll second.
Motion made second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. E, Long Bridge aid petitions.
Yeah, so in your packet is the list of all the towns that submitted a bridge petition to us. So this is bridge aid that is a 50-50 split for cost for any drainage structure 36-inch diameter or greater that the town puts in a roadway. So these are the townships that submitted. So we have 3 from Sand Creek, 4 from Lucas, 1 from Menominee, 1 from Red Cedar, 1 from Pay River, and 1 from Sheridan. Half of these the county put in ourselves. Obviously the biggest one is the Menominee structure. That is the Ruder Road bridge redeck. That they are eligible for the cost that they paid out of the 20% portion. Now they can get 50% of that 20%. So that's what they pay. And it is legal and kosher to have that done. So, so at the end of the day, you're looking at a total cost of that $237,478. Half of that would be the special levy for the 2026 budget in the amount of $118,739.47. So that's what we would be looking at is levying for 2026 budget.
So this is really a program to help the townships afford to replace their bridges, basically,
Yes.
that they can get levy money from the county instead of local. Is this a mandatory program or just a county program?
No, it's a state program
State
that,
program.
that the counties
Usually
elect
does.
to do. They have the ability to, each county has the ability to let town or villages and cities into it, but that has not been the case.
Just curious, I just wanted, so everybody knows what that's all
And
about.
it is levy limit exempt.
Yeah, and it's levy limit exempt, so I mean, it just adds to,
And I
but it
would-
really does help the townships a lot,
And like,
keep their budgets.
we have small potatoes. I was
Yeah.
looking at other counties, like Dunn County, their bridge aid is over $1 million every year.
Yeah.
So they're putting larger structures, in box culverts, and
Mhm.
which the towns can do too.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find that funding.
So, any motion?
I'll second that motion.
Motion been made second to approve the bridge petitions for the 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Consideration of ordinances, there's none for the county board, right?
No.
So then the next meeting is October 8th, 2025, same place, same time. Meeting's adjourned.
So Mark,